Hey y'all, it's Cass. So if you guys are new here, you may or may not know I'm on a journey of becoming a DIY superstar. I've always created DIY content, but I was trying to figure out what's the point, what's the purpose behind the DIY content. I realized, I was creating music videos and photo shoots and album covers, and it's kind of led me in this direction. So here we are. So today I'm shooting the album cover / just photo shoot theme for my single Heist that has released now, so I can update my website, social media, profile picture, have everything ready for the release. And of course, y'all are coming along for the journey. Not sure exactly what it's gonna look like, but I'm gonna lay out some outfits. I know this theme is pink, so I have my pink seamless paper backdrop ready to go. But yeah, so I'm gonna put some outfits out and see where the world takes us. So I got this corset and this is my first time. I can't put it on myself, so it's my first time wearing it. My roommate had to put it on. For today's shoot, I'm using a pink seamless paper backdrop from Savage. I also got this Amazon pink ski mask for the shoot. I'll link all those props and backdrops below. Shooting with my two newer LED lights on 3200 100%, also linked in my Amazon store below. For this shoot, I'm using my Canon 70D with a 10 to 18 millimeter Canon lens. We're using some prop money as well for this shoot, and then just trying out different poses, different looks, etc. And then I'm moving on to look number 2.
Moment we running, not stepping down until I found out that I wanted them more. That shiny necklace I take, how much you got in the bag? I bet that dress costs more than everything I own, ain't that great?
Time to edit. So I'm starting off in Adobe Lightroom Classic. I'm gonna drag my photo into Lightroom, go ahead and import it and open it in develop mode. In develop mode, I'm adding the SP5 Nate LUT to the image, and then I'm just going to modify the exposure, play around with the shadows and blacks a tiny bit because it's a little dark around like the eyes in that area. Then I'm going to move down to the presence, where I'm going to up the saturation a bit, add a more pop of color, turn down the texture and clarity to smooth out the image. That is pretty much it for Lightroom. I'm going to add pink tint, a little bit of yellow temperature, and then I'm going to go ahead and export this baby. After exporting, I'm going to open the image inside of Photoshop so I can add some additional edits to the image. First off, I'm going to extend the backdrop, so I'm going to use my selection tool here, select that part that is not pink, and then I'm going to go to Edit, Content Aware Fill, and then I'm just going to color in the parts that I want it to recognize when it fills in that space that I selected. I'm going to click OK, and then it'll automatically fill that baby in for me. From there, I'm going to duplicate this background layer so that I don't do any damage to the original file. I'm going to select my dodge and burn tool, and I'm just going to pretty much dodge any areas that's already highlighted. So I just modified the brush size, and I'm just going to color over any areas that were already kind of lit up, just to add a little extra something. It's kind of the before and after, just so you can see the slight subtle difference. Now I'm going to go to the quick selection tool, and I'm just going to select the money because it's not looking green to me. And of course in the song I'm talking about, look at all that green. So I wanted to make it a lot greener, so I'm using the quick selection tool to select the money in my hand, going into the paintbrush, starting a new layer, finding a green, and then I'm just going to paint over that green money. The point of selecting the money was so that I can color in the lines the easy way. After I color in the money with that layer selected, I'm going to change up the blending mode. I'm going to select the overlay blending mode because that gives me enough green without being too poppy. And then I'll deselect the money, and next up I'm going to go into liquify. So I'm going to go to filter, liquify, and I'm just going to get rid of that little slab of fat hanging out on the side of the corset. I don't always do this because I'm not a huge image modifying person, but I don't know, it just was bothering me a little bit, so I just wanted to soak that baby in. Of course, I wasn't doing this job right there, and so I'm just liquefying this little area and then I'm gonna click OK when I'm done, and another quick before and after. And then you guys, I'm going to go ahead and open a new 3000 by 3000 file in Photoshop to create the actual cover, dragging in that image that we just edited. And then in order to get the background color somewhat similar, I'm going to select a gradient color fill, and I'm going to try to get the gradient as close as the current background of the image. In order to do that, I'm going to select this preset with 2 gradients, and I'm going to select the darkest part of the image with the eyedropper tool, as well as the lightest part of the image on the other end. And then I'll just play around with those colors and try to blend them. So I'm selecting the lightest part of the image here, clicking OK once I got it, OK, and then from there I'm gonna hop back into my actual image, and I'm going to lasso it with that layer selected. Once that's lassoed, I can go into properties and I can now feather that image. So I'm just gonna add a bit of feather just to kind of fade out the harsh edges there. Once the feather is added into the image, I'm gonna go ahead and just click my eraser with that mask selected so I can just kind of modify it, get it where I want it. Now I'm going back to my gradient because I realized I wanted a radical gradient, which is more like a circle, so I'm just reversing that, and that looks a lot better to me. Now I'm gonna go ahead and add my title, so I'm just going to the text tool, adding the title Heist, changing up the color, and then I'm just gonna duplicate that file after I move it and position it where I want it. And then from there, I'm just gonna duplicate it, write my name, minimize that a little bit, scoot that baby down, and now I'm just gonna perfect this feather. I feathered it a bit too much, so I'm gonna decrease the feather and just use my eraser to clean it up, do a little bit extra cleanup. And once you have it where you like it, you guys, this is the final product, final album cover. So hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. See y'all next time.